am Mary Beth Jones, and I am the publisher for Into Publishing, and I work here locally in the Fox Valley. And I get to be here today with David George. I have, welcome, Dave.
Hello.
So what is Dogtopia, for those that aren't fortunate enough to know?
I'm glad you asked. Dogtopia it's all around really dogs, as the name might imply, but we're daycare, boarding, spa, and grooming services. We hope to be adding training services here probably in the next 60 days as well. But we're really, I'd say, hopefully leading the curve in dog daycare. And the benefit of the dog daycare, or benefit of someone who boards with us, is they get that all-day open play. So we're an open play daycare. The dog gets 8 to 10 hours of open play. If they're here with us, we're 7 days a week, Monday to Friday, 7 to 7, and Saturday, Sunday, 10 to 5. So I guess that's kind of a quick summary of the business. We are a franchise, but what I like to say is that we're a franchise in the best sense of the word. We have a support office in Phoenix that has 50 people in it, including a veterinarian, a biologist, and an animal behaviorist. So that's a little unusual for a dog daycare to have those kind of resources. So, but really the benefit of being part of that franchise system is the resources that we have available. From the veterinarian, the biologist, animal behaviorist, they write all of our training materials. So it's a huge benefit for folks that are employed with us, because we do offer a 90-day training program. It's probably 15 hours of online, and then over those 90 days, there's a lot of in playroom training. So our employees benefit from that, but then more importantly, our dogs and pet parents benefit from that as well.
Awesome. Well, you've said a few of the things, but what are some of the other things that make Dogtopia different than maybe another doggy daycare?
Well, I never want to talk ill about my competitors. I know there's some very good ones out there. What we really stand for, though, is safety first and foremost, cleanliness, and then the staff training piece. The veterinarian, biologist, and animal behaviorists do write all of those programs for us. We have a regiment of the safety of the dogs and the cleaning of our facility that I think I'd say is second to none. The prescriptions that the franchise system has on us and the quality standards that we apply because of that has allowed us to actually earn some awards as well. So we can talk about that later, but we were the first in Illinois to earn a top dog certification within Dogtopia. So that's pretty cool. And then I think finally, what a lot of pet parents talk about, in addition to kind of that safety, cleanliness, staff training, is transparency. So what really, I think the first thing that stands out for most pet parents is that we have webcams in our playroom. So anytime the dog is in open play, the webcams are turned on. So at any time, literally, that 10-hour period during the day that the webcams are turned on, they can see their dog at play and us at work and really feel very good about what's happening. I know a lot of dog daycares don't offer that, and I think for a lot of our pet parents, particularly our customers, that's one of the primary reasons that they do select us, is that level of transparency.
Well, as a Dogtopia customer, I have to say that is one of my very, very favorite things. I tell people the story about how we were on vacation, and there gets to be a time where you really start to miss your pets and everything.
Yes.
And it was like I logged on to the webcam, and I saw them playing, and they were having fun and being cared for more than they were we were at home. And so then it was like I could enjoy my vacation because I knew they were enjoying themselves.
Well, and that's really what we want to have happen. We want to be that trusted resource for your furry friends, your dogs in your life, and that the exercise and socialization is really the two benefits for the dog in that case, because they do get they're supervised. It's not like maybe a pet walker comes in or a kid comes in and spends 30 minutes with your dog during the day or a couple times a day, man, they get 8 to 10 hours of open play here when you're on vacation. So, so for about the cost of that dog walker, you're getting that extra services. We include meal service within that. We even provide food if the pet parent wants us to. And if you do board with us, another perk or a benefit is if they board with us for 4 nights or longer, and I know you've got this benefit, 4 nights or longer, the dog actually gets a complimentary spa bath. Mm-hmm. We've had dogs that have boarded as long as about 30 days or so. And in those cases, sometimes we'll bathe them even weekly. Because I'm real honest, a dog that's after about a week in daycare, smelling pretty doggy about that time, So it's a benefit for us as well to get them bathed.
Well, one of my other favorite things about your Dogtopia is the staff there. I think the staff is second to none. But if you want to brag about what makes your staff so great? I mean,
yeah, well, I think, it starts, I believe fundamentally it starts with management. I got a shout out to one of my staff members, Jamie Sanderson. She's our operations manager. Jamie is here as much as I am as owner. She has that kind of that owner feel about the place. She cares deeply about dogs. And she really does a great job in managing our canine coaches. That's what we call our staff that are in the playrooms. Really does a good job. Make sure that they're following the process that we've set out. Make sure that they get their training done, and just has a really good rapport with them and our pet parents as well. So, I think I try to set the tone. Jamie provides the implementation of that. And then our staff has really responded, particularly the second half of our 1 year of being open. We've really, I think, got our act together pretty well with that regard.
You won some great awards lately.
Yeah.
So let's brag about it.
Well, thanks. Yeah. So the first one was a company award. So this is all internal to Dogtopia, but in the start of the year, Dogtopia introduced what they call the Top Dog Program. And it was about a kind of a 4-page checklist of things that they wanted to make sure that you were doing on a regular basis, that your staff was well trained, that your facility was clean, that you were growing, in your marketplace, that you were following the processes, that if there were any incidents, your number of incidents were very low, if there was any sort of dog scuffles or anything like that. And we were the first to be reviewed in Illinois, and we were the first to receive it in Illinois out of 6 locations. But overall, corporately, there's over 130 locations now, and we were the 5th to get the top dog distinction. So
awesome.
That's very cool. It's an internal award, but we were feeling good about that because we're recognized by the support office as being like one of the premier locations in the nation. And then the second one hasn't been announced yet. Can we go ahead and say it?
We can. I was going to say it.
Okay. So SEED, South Elgin Economic Development Council, great organization in South Elgin, very pro-business organization. They held a Rookie of the Year competition, and they had listed 6 companies that had been new in the market in the last year. And then the public got to vote. And we also won the SEED Rookie of the Year competition. So
you did. That was very, very well deserved. For
yeah,
sure.
Thank you. It's a lot of fun. And I tell you, Tim Kolb and Mark Falk and you and Jennifer and others that are part of that organization really have been so supportive of our business. And I just feel such a welcoming influence from SEED. And then, just the number of programs that SEED puts on as well that, and what you just did with a mixer here just within the last month, darn it, let's do it every month, but we'll get back there.
Yeah.
Those kind of things I think are just so highly beneficial for the South Elgin community, and we're just so glad to be here.
So why did you choose South Elgin to start your business? Well,
yeah, great question. We looked, part of the process is finding the right location based on the mix. And Dogtopia will tell you that you need a certain economic level to have a dog daycare, because dog daycare in many ways is for some folks is a discretionary. It's a luxury to be able to take their dog to daycare. Boarding tends to be more of a necessity. But we really focused on daycare. So we looked at a lot of communities. We initially looked at Barrington, South Barrington, Geneva, Schaumburg, South Elgin. Those were all in the mix. And it was a right configuration, I felt, and it was really, at the end, it was my choice, but the right configuration of that mix of number of dogs in the community. We have over 50% of households own dogs in this community. So that's good. That's probably a little bit above average. Looking at the economic level, and we're based, I think most people know where we are, but just in case, we're right between Caputo's and Target on Randall Road, and right by the Thornwood subdivision. We looked at that subdivision and the subdivisions around North High School and those into Elgin, and even east to Bartlett and west, and the surrounding area was such that it met an economic threshold profile that we wanted. And then we really looked at what were the competitive offerings in the area, and we really liked bringing in Dogtopia to this, because we really felt we could be offering something substantially different. People that walk in our door often comments like, "Wow, I didn't." And I encourage anyone that's listening to this, by the way, come for a tour when we're open. We offer tours any time of day. There's no prescribed time. But when we did that, when we looked at all of those factors, South Elgin won out in the end. And being a couple doors down from Critters is nice. So because we've had some ancillary business that they've come in for dog food for Critters, and like, what's Dogtopia? And they just kind of wander in our front door. We're right next to a nice nail salon and a hair place, so there's some nice volume of customers that come through there. A great little chiropractor behind us here. So I think we're in a nice little retail stretch. And my understanding, Mary Beth, is the restaurant's going to reopen here on the far end as well. So hopefully we'll see some restaurant clientele in addition to Brianna's, which is also here. So one of the benefits, I think, of Dogtopia as well is that we have a foundation. And the foundation really benefits three things. We provide an employment opportunity for folks with autism. We help sponsor an inner-city reading program called Sit, Stay, Read. And we provide service dogs to veterans. So it takes about $6,000 to buy a service dog and train it for a veteran. Dogtopia has given out over 30 service dogs through the foundation in the last couple of years since they started this initiative. And our location has committed to raising money to do at least one service dog for a veteran. So that's $6,000. So that's something that we'll be kicking off shortly after we're open. And there's going to be a number of ways for people to give $5, $10, or $100, or hey, maybe a wealthy publisher from N2 Publishing can give even more than that.
Thank you for all you've given back to your community, and we wish you the best of luck. And thank you so much for taking time out and just telling everybody about Dogtopia, because it's amazing. So why don't you just give another plug if somebody wants more information?
Sure.
Where did they go, or what?
Yeah, so we always say come for a tour for the store. We're at 580 Randall Road between Caputo's and Target. Come for a tour anytime. We're open 7 days a week. If your dog is not part of our system yet, we have a process called meet and greet. So you'd bring the dog in, and they'd meet the staff, they'd meet a couple other dogs, and we just have to make sure that everybody's safe with one another. Visit our website at dogtopia.com /South Elgin, or give us a call 630-538-3155.